Hello and welcome back, playing some more Starmade. So this ship that I was working on in the last episode, I've skinned it up a little bit. I've encased the thrusters in some armor. You can actually throw some more armor onto the front there to protect them. In the weapon system, it's still basically the same beam array. I've added a couple missiles, so we're going to have some lock-on rockets, and the weapon array should be pretty good. I've also stuffed the spaces in there with generators to just give us a little more, make sure we don't run out of any power. And that block of shield generators and power, that's all now encased in some gray hull. So as you can see, add a little bit of texture. There's nothing really in there, it's just hull stacked onto it to give it a bit of shape. So if we go in, so now as you can see, I'm on the bridge, and you can't really see, so definitely going to have to be doing a little bit more crafting and modeling and everything in there to give us some view screens. But what we want to do is put a cockpit in there. We can set that back so it's got a bit of armor in front of us. And if we switch that cockpit now, we should have a pretty good view, although the top of the screen's getting cut off, so we might want to probably replace that, put that somewhere in the middle at some point so that we can see out when we're flying. One thing we're going to do here is we're going to finish skinning it up, but we're also going to want to put on some turrets. So we want to make some turrets. We're going to need a few pieces from the shop. Hopefully they have them. I should have checked that beforehand, but you're going to need some Bobby AI modules. These are going to be what allow the turrets to lock on, and you're also going to need some, I think they're going to be turret ports under docking. There we go. So turret docking unit, so I'm going to buy a bunch of these. And the enhancer is supposed to give it a larger area so you can build larger turrets. I think we're just going to be sticking with the default ones, but we'll have to buy a few just in case we need some. So in order to place the turret, we're going to get the turret dock unit. Now I'm in the build mode of my ship, so it's in the flight mode, so if I get out of the ship, I'm just floating around in space, but I'm going to get back into it. And I'm going to place down one of these turret docking units. So I think I might raise it up a little bit so that the space is out there. Now, one thing, unfortunately, that the game doesn't handle extremely well is rotating blocks. You can rotate their direction. You need to press down the control button, and in the top right screen you'll see sort of an orientation, X, Y. The orientation is the main thing. Now, if you cycle through, yeah, so that red shade will come on the direction that it's facing. So I want this facing up so that it has a nice clear view of everything. So that red is shaded up on the top. I guess there's more symmetry, more advanced features that I haven't really played around with, but for rotating blocks that have a direction, this holding down control is really important. So there we go. So, and there we go. It's going to give us so that's the block we have to work with as far as the turret size. So we're going to want to keep it within that size, which is basically what we got: 1, 2, 3, maybe 6 blocks high or so. We'll need to exit out of this ship, and what we're going to need to do is build a turret ship. So it's going to be a separate ship. It's going to require a ship core all on its own. So we're going to lay down a new ship core, and we'll call it Tur-1. There we go. Nice and short. So there we go. Okay, so now this is what's going to be in our turret. So I believe it. Okay, it's still on the rotation, so I'm going to want to change that orientation. To align with Okay, so this is the direction we're traveling in. Alright, so that looks about right. Okay, so the way it connects is it connects directly on to this turret block. So what you'll need to do is when you're in flight mode of your turret itself, you need to highlight the dock, which is by default in there, but if it's not on there, you press T, and it's going to be docking beam core. So that's set to 0 at the moment, so that's already set. We click on it, and now we're actually locked on. So if I get out, big arrow there. Okay, so the direction the pod is facing is the direction it'll attach to the turret. So if we click on the docking beam, that'll get us off. So so if I put the beams on this direction, I'm getting a little confused where it gets rotated, but if I log onto it again, and we don't actually have a alright, so those are behind me. Alright, I think this is the way we need to have it. Here we go. Get a weapons computer on. Add a little beam. So right now we need a power supply. A lot of power supply in there as well. Now your turrets will draw power off the main ship if they don't have power modules on their own. So keeping that in mind, I'm not going to be putting a whole lot of energy on these, probably just for testing purposes. And I forgot the computer too, didn't I? There we go. Okay. So we should have a really basic. To set that to 1. Okay, I do see the beam coming out there. So it's really a basic turret right now. And then we dock onto it, and then we can exit out. There we go. So super basic, it's not going to do a whole lot of damage. But we forgot one more component. We forgot the AI module. So there's no way it's going to, it's not going to work. The other thing to keep in mind is seeing the power on the right hand button, so we don't used a whole lot of, it doesn't really seem to drain when it's shooting. Okay, we'll need an Aeon core in this, so we'll give it a... Okay, so we still have that rotated. A little way out of there. And not available for this block. There we go. Okay, so it should be all pointing in the same direction as our direction. Excellent. Okay. So let's start by making a turret. We're going to need a... Now we'll give it one power module. We're going to give it a weapons computer. And you're going to need a Bobby AI module. So get one of those up. And we'll put that on. Alright, so that's good. The Bobby AI module is what's going to allow it to become a turret. And we'll add some cannons on here. Yeah, a bit of space, so what we'll do is make a rather powerful cannons. Nice cannons. There we go. So we can't have them too long though. So in order to get a little bit more power, I'm going to loop them around like so. So if you see on the right hand side that the guns are powerful enough that they're drawing from the little bit of power that they generate on board, and that slowly recharges. Go to the turret docking, and there we go. So we should be docked now. So now we have a turret. Now we need to activate it. So we can go to the Bobby AI module. So you'll have to keep that clear so you can, when you're out of it, you can go and click on it. You can have it either any or the selected target. Leave it at any. I'm going to set it to a turret and activate. So now when we run into enemies, if it gets within range of that turret, it's going to automatically start tracking and shooting at the target. Basically, you can do these with several different weapons. Make a bunch of turrets is what I'm going to do, is sort of outfit this with a whole bunch of turrets, so I don't need to worry so much about aiming with my big heavy ship. The turrets will be able to take care of it. The other thing I'm going to do is add an array at the end here. Where we can put another cockpit, so we can show multiple cockpits here. And we'll have to get into the ship though. So now using the arrow key, we have the cockpit up front and the one up top, so it gives us a little better view of what's going on. Oh, that's the docking. So we still have our weapons and we have our missiles, so they won't lock on to a friendly ship, but we can say goodbye to our old ship and miss it entirely. The other thing that keep in mind with the weapons, I can show you here. Actually, do that right now. One nice thing I found with these weapons is you can actually cover them up with hull pieces, so they're not directly exposed, and they don't shoot through your existing equipment. Or it won't destroy your own ship. They'll basically go right through them. So you can see I'm putting a whole bunch of hull pieces over my weapons. So if I lock that up, then they're still going to be able to shoot. So it's a great way to protect various aspects of your ship. You can have your weapons. Oh, there we go. Oh, I believe I've damaged the shop, and it says it's dispatching a fleet. So I don't know whether that's good or bad. It doesn't look like anyone's coming to arrest me yet, but I'm going to continue working on this, getting in some more, putting some more armor and more turrets on, and then I promise next video we're going for pirates or broke. Thank you for watching. Bye.